What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another bike swap, episode 2. We got the Triumph Bobber, we got the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, beautiful red color, and we got my man Carl over here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. This is his first bike?
Yep.
This is my first bike. I have ridden other bikes, but this will be his first bike that he's ridden besides his. 650 cc's, 1200 cc's, so a little bit of an upgrade.
A lot of it.
But we'll see how it goes. Just like last video, this is episode 2 of Bike Swap, so just like last video, we're starting here at San Antonio. We're gonna go up towards Bernie and then hit Cibolo Creek Brewing to debrief about what we think about each other's bikes. Also, I got a new camera for this video. I don't know if you can tell. Let me know in the comments if you think it looks better. I'm recording with the Sony ZV-E1, and also I'm gonna be recording with the Insta360 X5 along with not one Osmo action camera, but 2 Osmo action cameras to record me and this guy's bike swap today. All right, with all that out the way, are you ready to swap bikes?
I am ready.
Let's do it. All right, time for the good old key swap.
This is it.
1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Bikes are officially swapped. Bikes are officially swapped. I've actually never ridden a bike that has a top actual key on it. All right. I'm a little scared. Oh, shit.
Wow, yours is much lighter than I thought.
All right, chat, I'm not gonna lie. I did take his bike for a spin. One spin, one time around the block in first gear. Okay, so it doesn't count. All right. Oh, man. All right, you ready? All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Bike swap number 2, baby. Let's do it. Oh, shit. I literally, as soon as I took off, my pant got stuck on the, what's it called? On the pegs. I guess mid-ride review, this is actually like this is like 4 times more comfortable than my bike. Straight up, I could ride this bike like for hours. It's so comfortable. I love how high up I am. The bench seat is super comfortable. The handlebar position, it's perfect, not too far. The only thing I don't really like about it right now is the pegs. I feel like they're a little too far back for my comfort zone. If they were a little bit more forward, then I think it'd be like perfect. The position that the pegs are on for the Triumph Bobber, if those were like that on the Royal Enfield that I'm on, it'd be perfect, bar none. Like, this is so comfortable. Yeah, that's my mid-ride review. Really positive right now, but we're only like not even 10 minutes into the ride, so.
This is way different from my bike. I will say this bike is very difficult to turn. Low speed, high speed, doesn't matter. The seat, honestly, the seat I thought I was not going to enjoy just because of the shape of it. It looked like you know those old swings that you sit in? I thought that's how it was going to feel, but it's actually quite nice. The stability of the bike as well is incredible. I think with the beefier tires, the nice grips here, you have a wider grip, a good stance, so you can really feel dominant, feel confident on the road. I mean, I could go on and on about the bike.
If you guys are enjoying this content so far, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what bike you want to see on the next episode of Bike Swap.
Holy,
what's up?
This is a rocket.
A rocket?
You gave me a rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing made by NASA.
NASA? We're almost there, bro. And here we are, back to Cibolo Creek Brewing, and yeah, here we are. All right, we just got to Cibolo Creek Brewing. As you can tell by the lighting, some time has passed. We got settled in over here, but just rode my bike.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? Well, actually, no, not what are your thoughts. I forgot, we got an order here.
Yeah.
What is the good that you liked on my bike? What are some of the positives that you liked riding it?
There were a lot of positives. The first thing that jumped to me was just the comfort of the bike. I really didn't think it was going to be comfortable. Yeah, because I'm on the Interceptor 650, which, like you said, which we'll talk about in a bit, but it's a higher seating position, so yours was much lower compared to what I'm used to. When I started riding, I took my MSF course on a old Kawasaki 125, like an old cruiser, so it was more that style, kind of lower on the ground, and just the comfort. The seat looks It looks like, you know, those little swings that you put a baby in.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so uncomfortable.
Like a little toddler seat.
Yeah, but actually, I ended up feeling like a little baby in that seat. You know, it felt really comfortable. It cushions you really nicely. The power, man, that is the word that jumps to me. Power. Again, I thought a 650 was a lot to start with. So when I jumped on that thing, I mean, I was in second gear, going like 45.
Dude, yeah.
On my bike, on the Interceptor, you're at 45, you're in fourth or fifth gear already.
Yeah.
So just that power was great. The sound, I don't know what you did to it, but it's magical.
Click up right here to see a video of all the performance mods I've done to my Triumph bobber to make it faster and sound a little bit louder.
The sound, the comfort, at higher speeds also, you really don't feel the wind as much. At 80 miles an hour, even 70 sometimes, you feel the wind. You know, you're sitting upright, you got a lot more wind on you, but on the bobber, you're lower to the ground. Quiet, like it's not quiet. It's loud, but it's not like ear drumming, you know, it's not gonna pierce your eardrums, but when you downshift, that was my favorite part. I think those things are what jumped to me, the good that I really felt.
Hell yeah.
First.
Going to the good on the Interceptor,
Yeah.
I kind of got to start out with power, which sounds like it would be a negative, but me and you are both coming from like, these are our first bikes.
Right. That's your first bike?
That's my first bike.
Holy, I don't think I could have that as a first bike.
Initially, when I was looking for a bike, I was trying to get like T100, you know, 900 cc's at least, because of the power. And so going on your bike, I was really skeptical. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was really skeptical of the power of the 650, but honestly, it's enough. And like, that is like, I'm throwing that into the positives, man. Like, I didn't feel held back whatsoever, and like, it just felt super, super smooth. Like, the Triumph has a lot of power. It feels like you have to like calculate it a tiny bit.
Yeah.
There's nothing to tame on the Interceptor, it's just the ride. And that is like a huge positive. Like, I can just cruise on that thing all day. And like, there's just nothing like, there's nothing else to focus on besides the ride. And that is like a super big positive, honestly. Other positive, seating position. I know you said that my bike was comfortable. Fuck my bike. my bike sucks with the comfort, man. Like, you haven't made on the Interceptor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt a little bit like my waist up, my upper body, my arm position, my back was straighter on your bike than mine. There was nothing to worry about except the ride. Like, my position was so like perfectly placed on the bike that I was just coasting, man.
Interesting. I didn't think you would. Like, those are the two biggest contrasts, is the power and the seating position. So that's interesting that we both liked each other's. I think if you spend a month on my bike, you'll start realizing like, oh, like I want to just lay back a little bit, you know?
All right. And now, the negatives.
Where to begin?
What do you mean where to begin?
Honestly, there weren't many. So for me, a drawback is definitely the amount of power. It's cool for like a longer ride, or it sounds amazing. I mean, you're not gonna get that sound or that feeling with a 650. But just for my needs, daily commuting, going to work, it doesn't fit my needs. I think another drawback is the fact that it's missing that kind of back area, the seat, for cargo. Wouldn't fit my needs the way it's set up right now. Now going back to it, the seating position, just because I'm not quite used to it.
Yeah.
I think the seating position on the Interceptor is more standard. It's more fitting for everyone. Kind of feels like you're riding a bicycle, because you're kind of a little bit more upright.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? Versus where on a cruiser or bobber, you're more laid back, and those for me are the drawbacks.
So the power and the seating position.
Yeah, we come back to it.
Okay, before I get into my negatives,
I
actually will have to agree with you on the seating position.
Yeah.
I've talked about it in other videos too, even the last bike swap that I did with Brent. Also, speaking of Brent, shout out Brent, giving me this camera right here. This is actually his camera that he let me borrow for the video.
Thank you.
It was actually Carl's cam on the ride over here, so shout out Brent, real one.
One more thing I want to add.
Okay, go for it.
To the negative, I just thought of it. The braking.
Shit all over my
I'm
bike.
sorry,
Go
dude.
for
The braking was something I think I just wasn't used to it. On my bike, I think the brakes are a little bit more sensitive. They're not as strong, but they're more sensitive. So pulling it a little bit, you'll start to break. But yours, just pulling them, I felt like it wasn't biting at first at all. You really have to pull it all the way, and then it starts breaking.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Like, I didn't really perceive your brakes as like more sensitive than mine, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I was like really pushing your bike either. Like, I feel like my bike was pushing you more than I was pushing your bike.
Definitely.
All right, so the negatives on the Interceptor 650, beautiful cherry red edition.
Thank you.
There weren't really that many negatives, honestly. Like, I honestly have to say, like, it was pretty much flawless.
Really?
Wow. It's what I said in the positives, like, it's hard to say any negatives about it because that thing is so, like, not demanding that it just lets you focus on the ride. Like, there's nothing to it. But if I had to nitpick one of the negatives that I had, your hand grips are real fucking thin, bro. Yeah. Real thin. Your hand grips are real thin. So, like, I don't know. I felt like I was getting a little fatigued on the grips. Mine are just bigger and there's just more to grab onto.
Yeah,
so, like, hey, not again. No.
Yeah, the thinner grips is definitely something to look to swap out.
Yeah.
I agree. What do you think about the sound, I guess?
Sound wasn't really...
Yeah.
I feel like I could throw the sound in the negatives, but honestly, bro, like, it depends on what kind of rider you are. Like, I have a Cardo in my... I'm listening to music, I have a Cardo, I'm listening to directions. I don't really even perceive, even on my bike, I really don't hear my engine that much once I leave, like, my initial takeoff, you know?
Right.
So, like, on the highway, I really didn't care for it. Like, it wasn't really something I really missed.
Yeah.
So I could throw that in the negatives, but personally, I'm not even gonna count that as a negative.
No.
It was fine. So first negative, hand grips. Second negative, why your pegs are like back?
Yes.
Why are they so far back?
I don't know. I
have another friend that has an R3.
Oh damn.
Sport bike.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, but I did ride his, and like yours were not as far back as his, but your pegs reminded me of like.
Yeah.
It was just a little too far back for my comfort. Like, I think I actually said this on the ride over here, but I was like, if I had the position of the Triumph pegs
on that bike,
on your Interceptor, I could for sure ride that bike all day.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
The grips were a little too tiny, and your legs were a little too far back. So I felt like a tiny bit
like a velociraptor.
Yeah, like my chest was like out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if my legs were a little bit more forward, it would be like a perfect bike. But honestly, that's me nitpicking at that point. Like, there really wasn't that many negatives to it. I mean, I could throw this in there like the power, but I mean, even at that, I really didn't feel too limited. Yeah. I did notice it right off the bat. I think I said it live, like as soon as we left the parking lot, I was like, oh, that didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
I had to really like crank it, but once you get used to it, like you're not really missing out on too much. All right, well, that being said, the whole point of this video is to answer the question, would you swap bikes with me? And would I swap bikes with you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
This might surprise you, or maybe it won't.
I think I know your answer. I think I know your answer already.
Fuck no. You can blur that out. Absolutely not. There is no way. Even I think like 5 years down the line, when I'm comfortable with biking and I've had different bikes, I still don't think I would go 1200. I love Triumph. I love the style of your bike. If your bike was like a 900.
I think you would the T100 would be the perfect bike for you, honestly,
That's what I was trying to get. I think even like bobber style, like your bike right now, I wouldn't take it. It just doesn't fit my needs.
Yeah.
That's it. But holy hell.
I mean, I did custom. So I do have two bikes. So that's my toy bike, man.
Right.
So like that's the one I've been customizing. It takes off, so I get it. Would I swap with you? I would. I think I would.
Really?
Even the negatives that you could say are negatives are almost a positive. Yeah. Or at least the power is like, you can say the power is a negative, but the way I'm framing it in my mind and in my experience is that I have to like actively tame my Triumph bobber, and that's something I'm like thinking about. I don't have to think about your bike. I can just go and enjoy the ride. And that's like something that, people always do say about Royal Enfield, and it's definitely true, like perfect cruising kind of ride around the town kind of bike.
I agree.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The two negatives that I had were just like, could be
nitpicking,
and just nitpicking, altered.
Yeah. If I were to compare your bike and my bike, I would say mine is like a German Shepherd. and yours is like a wolf, like no, like straight up a wolf that has been in the forest his whole life. Like yours is, it's untamable, and I think that's the charm to it. Why people get drawn to it, because
it's just fun.
It's a lot of character, a lot of fun.
It's fun, but to throw it back your way, that lack of power, that the ability to not worry about your bike and not actively be thinking about how you're riding on your bike is something that adds to that charm also. I think I literally brought the word charm came out of my mouth as we were riding into over here. And I just can't say it enough. You just don't have to worry about anything but the ride and where you are, in a scenic space, just enjoying the vibes.
I like that. Wow, I'm surprised by your answer. Happily surprised.
Royal Enfield, enjoy the ride. That's pretty much it.
That should be their new motto. That should be their slogan. Holy.
All right, the good old swapping of the keys, getting my bike back. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that means it's mine.
I guess so. I guess so.
All right, y'all. That was Bike Swap episode 2, done and over with. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know if you guys were expecting me to swap bikes from the Triumph Bobber 1200 to the Interceptor. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Boom.
Amazing.